Zonta International Ambassador Beryl McMillan, District Governor Bonnie Croghan Mazur, Lieutenant Governor Liz Fogarty, Madam Chair Dr. Vivian Cody, and District 4 Zontians. I would like to begin by thanking you and telling you how sincerely honored and humbled I was to be receiving the Ywpa District 4 Award this year. Recently, I was coaching a boy named Matthew. Matthew is 9 years old. He's a short, skinny kid who has a couple self-confidence issues. I was coaching him in swimming, and we were doing a set where we were trying to see if the kids could go all the way past the far flags underwater, doing just kick. And we were doing it about 20 times, 20 lengths. And we were probably on number 13. And Matthew hadn't done it yet. So I took Matthew aside and I turned to him and I said, "Matthew, you can do this. I know you can do this. Let's do this next one." And he said, "Oh, Hannah, I don't think I can do it." And I said, "Matthew, I know you can do it. I believe in you. And if you believe in yourself, you can do anything." And I said it just like that. I was kind of kidding. And he said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything you want to, and I know you can do this." And he said, "Okay, I'll try it." And he got in the pool, and he did it for the first time. And I finished the length, and he came up and he turned to me and he said, "How did you know? How did you know I could do it?" And I said, "Matthew, I believed in you. If you believe in yourself, you can do anything." And he said, "Oh, okay." And then I really didn't think about how that exchange at all or how it impacted him or really anything, until a few weeks later when it was the last practice of the year and I was saying goodbye to him. And he took me aside and he said, "Hannah, I want to thank you. I now know that if I believe in myself, I really can do it. Thank you for showing me that. Thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself." And after he said that, I began to think about all the things that others have said to me that they may not have realized or done for me, that they may not have realized impacted me. And the group that I came back upon over and over again was the Zonta Club. When I was in grade 8, I was honored to receive the grade 8 Science Award at my school's graduation, which may have hinted towards a career in science, which I'm going to be going to university for chemistry. But really I got to know the Zonta Club and really began to look at what they do internationally, what you do internationally, I suppose, was when I was in grade 10. When I was in grade 10, I wrote a speech about female genital mutilation. I had been in a world issues class and I came across the topic, and I'd never heard of female genital mutilation before in my life, so I began to research it. And I was shocked and horrified to learn about the 5 million women worldwide that are affected by this. And I was shocked that none of my classmates knew about it either. So I decided to write my speech about that. I'd always written speeches about social justice issues, so this one didn't seem very far off. But as I wrote it, it was kind of uncomfortable, to be honest. There was terminology that I generally don't use in conversation, and some of the content was very graphic, and it was really hard for me to talk about, and it was really hard for me to look at addressing to a group of people. That story got a bit of media coverage from our local paper because the topic had seemed inappropriate to some people, and I was very fortunate that women within my community spoke out and stood up for me and said that no, this is an issue that needs to be addressed, and that they were proud of me for addressing that. But it was still really difficult for me. I was very fortunate that a local bookstore provided a breakfast, and they called it Breakfast with Hannah, and I was honored, and I still can't believe it actually happened. But women within the community came out and supported me, and I said my speech to them, and we all had breakfast, and then afterwards I answered questions about my speech and about the issue and various things surrounding that topic, female genital mutilation. I was honored to have Helen McQuitty and Liz Falk from the Owen Sound Zonta Club come to that breakfast and show their support that way. Afterwards, they took me aside and said that they would be interested in having me come and speak to the Owen Sound Zonta branch to give my speech and to talk about this topic. I still can't express how much that meant to me, because I was still very concerned about what others thought, and I was still very worried that I wasn't doing something that was okay. I said my speech and I went to the meeting. I was honored that they followed through and allowed me to come and speak to them, and everyone was incredibly supportive and incredibly encouraging, and I truly can't thank them enough for that. And at that meeting, Helen McQuitty provided me with a copy of The Natashas by Victor Malarek, and she talked to me about human trafficking and sexual slavery, which is something that, of course, I had never heard of, and I had no idea even existed. As I read the book, and later the Johns and a few other books by different authors, I was shocked to find out about human trafficking and the global sex trade, and how prevalent it is, and how little we value human life. So much so that I did my next speech this past year in grade 12 on human trafficking and sexual slavery, and I was very fortunate to be very successful in regional, municipal, and provincial competitions. But it all came back to the Zonta Club. I'm very sorry I couldn't be there with you this evening. I'm currently on exchange to France. I'm spending 11 months on exchange. I deferred the University of Ottawa, where I will be going to study chemistry in French next year. I'm not sure what I want to do with a degree in chemistry and French, but I hope it'll find me. I would like to ideally look at bioethics. It's something that really interests me. The bridge between medicine and law and politics and science truly interests me, and seeing how far we can morally take science. But overall, I think my greatest goal is to provide the same support and encouragement that the Zonta Club has given me to others. I hope that I can have some small impact on the lives of some girls in the way that you have supported me. I would like to thank you once again for selecting me as the Ywpa District 4 winner. And I would also like to thank you for helping young girls around the world. I don't think you can imagine how much it means to us.